And welcome. This is Dr. Jennifer Fleming, and this is PRM522 Best Practices in Project Management, and this is Meeting 3. All right, so I hope everyone is doing well. And for those of you that celebrate Easter, you have an upcoming celebration. So enjoy yourself, be safe, have fun with the family and friends. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and get started with the material that we need to cover for today. Okay, so midterm grades were posted last week. Hopefully everyone saw that. Everyone is doing well. A few of you have maybe one or two items that are missing, so go ahead and check your grade book to see what things are either outstanding or eligible for rework or resubmission. Okay, and I believe I've got one item that is in the queue that I have not yet addressed, so I'll take a look at that one in the next day or two. Okay, and that's in the rework queue. All right, and all credit quizzes, all extra credit quizzes are still open, so feel free to take advantage of those. And as noted earlier, there are no team assignments for this term, so just plan for the usual activity where we apply the team component, the team performance component to your assignment to offset it for any potential shortfalls. Okay. All right, so those were the housekeeping items. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we can expect in the upcoming modules. All right, so as I indicated earlier, everything in this course is really about case analysis, and so it's all situational analysis. And so by now, given we've gotten past the midterm, by now you should be familiar with that, okay? And just a quick note, if I didn't mention it earlier, none of those answers to any of the case questions or the instructor's answers, those are all provided by the author. And so we have the access to that, the author's instructor manual. So just wanted to let you know if you thought I might have been nitpicky about a couple of things, I was not. I was simply just expressing the perspectives, viewpoints of the author as it relates to how to answer those case analysis questions. Okay. All right, so again, I think we've got one or two that might be outstanding. So go ahead and take a look at your grade book and get those items in. You know our adult learner policy, so you've got the entire term to turn those in. So just manage your schedules accordingly and turn them in when you can, okay? All right, so, okay. So that's right. In Module 5, we've got no case assessment this week. So that gives you some additional time, extra time, to prepare for the upcoming case analysis. And so you may recall from meeting 1 when I said, hey, there's a sizable case in this particular class. And so it might be a good idea to try to set aside a few days each week to go ahead and start reading. And that is the Space Shuttle Challenger situation. So that's the one that's the point we're approaching now in Module 6. And so if you've not had a chance to do so, then week 5 is a great opportunity. Maybe you can set aside a few, maybe an hour each day to read a little bit, or maybe 30 minutes each day to read a little bit, so you can get ahead of the situation before we get into week 6. Okay? All right. So, yeah, week 6. Now looking forward at week 6, yeah, that's when the Challenger Space Shuttle disaster case analysis is due. And as indicated earlier, it's a formidable case. Okay? So that means you've got a lot of reading to do, and then it's a large subset of questions that need to be answered. All of these questions are kind of associated with risk analysis, risk management, risk assessment, risk identification, risk response, things of that nature. And so it might be a good idea to go ahead and take a quick peek at the questions before you read the case if you haven't already done so, because that will help to kind of alert your mind, tune your mind to what types of things you need to be on guard for as you're reading through the case, so that you'll know how to answer certain questions, okay? And that's a common test-taking strategy for those of you who probably have recently sat for any type of standardized exam. You know, they teach you that in GRE, SAT, ACT, things of that nature, to always read the questions first. So that will help set your mind, set the stage for your mind, so you'll know, you'll be alert to the types of things, the information that you're seeking in order to answer the questions in a quick and concise manner. Okay, so that might be a good idea to take a look at those. Like I said, there's a significant number of questions, and I believe there are about five or six sections. So go ahead and take a peek at those so that you'll be aware of the amount of work in the sections of the work. Okay, and just a note: if for any reason you can't complete the entire case, you'll get partial credit. So if you're only able to complete half of the sections, or you get through everything except one, whatever it is, you still get partial credit for whatever contribution that you make. Okay, all right, and just keep in mind, it's a sizable case. It is a notable case. It is a worldwide teaching instrument. It has been a worldwide teaching instrument since, my goodness, just a few years after the incident. And I did some research recently because I'm in the process of updating this course, and so it wasn't ready for you guys to take this term. But I did some research, and yeah, there are quite a few universities that are still utilizing this particular case study because there is a lot packed into this that is quite relevant. And as you read through it, you will understand exactly what I'm saying. But the key things to remember here are that we have to be mindful of all the actions and lack of action that occurs whenever we're engaged in a project, because human life is at stake. And so you want to learn from the past so that you don't repeat it, and that you can build upon it in a way in which we prevent and increase the quality of our outcomes. Okay, so prevent failures, increase the quality of our outcomes, and learn from the past. Okay, and so there are a lot of opportunities as you go through this case to understand the dynamics of what's occurred. Okay, so you've taken the initiation, the planning, and execution components of project management, and so you understand because you've been exposed to some of the curriculum within those areas. And so beyond the technical components, just developing the scope statement and the charter and the WBS and this, that, and the other, there's a human aspect associated with this. And it's how do you get people to work together and work together in a creative and constructive manner. Okay, and then there are politics that occur. Sometimes the politics are internal, sometimes the politics are external, sometimes there's both. And so there's a lot of different aspects, a lot of different nuances involved in this case. And it is unlike, well, let me put it this way, I should say it's unlike, it is actually quite realistic in today's society. Okay, and will likely continue to be realistic in future years to come, because it involves people, and people are not perfect, and we react to different we react to different stimulus based on our point of reference, our framework, the frailty of our emotional intelligence. Okay, so keep that in mind as you read through this case, because there's a lot of information packed into this. Okay, it's a really heavy case, but there's a lot to be learned, and that's why it continues to be a teaching instrument in many different academic institutions. Okay, all right, and I think that concludes everything that I wanted to cover for today. So again, you're doing well, okay, and you're nearing the end of your race. So just continue on. Reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns. And as I indicated earlier, scan through your great book, figure out if there's anything that's outstanding, opportunities for rework, resubmission, and get those in by the end of the term. Take care. Bye-bye.